Hey Mystics, welcome back to another deck unboxing. Today we're going to do the Goddess of Love Tarot, a book and deck for embodying the erotic divine feminine by Gabriela Herstik. And if you haven't checked out our podcast episode where I interviewed Gabriella about her process in creating this deck and being an author, and also about themes of the Devil Tarot card, which was what our episode was centered around. So definitely check that out. This is the back of the box. This is for anyone who wants to empower themselves through a deeper relationship with the goddess of love and sex in all her manifestations. Alrighty, so let's dive in. Gonna open the box. Sometimes they're really snug, and this is the very first time I'm opening this box, so bear with me. So tight. Okay. There we go. So Gabriella is the author of this deck, and then we have the artist illustrated by Julia Pescu. And here's the guidebook. We've got pink text. I was going to say pink as a central theme. We've got like this pink cloud kind of like background. We've got really in-depth descriptions for each card. Looks pretty standard here as a reference guide. So on the back, we have, it looks like a little blessing that I'm going to read out loud. May the goddess of love bless you and keep you. May she guide you deeper into the mysteries of your heart. May she hold you on your journey in perfect love and perfect trust. And may these cards be keys that unlock her energy within you. I love that. All right, so I'm going to set this aside. And now let's look at the back of the cards here. So we've had this kind of surreal-esque, the same cloud imagery that was in the guidebook, and then we also have it in the box as well, holding the cards. So, and then we have a little moon, a little crescent moon. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside as well. And let's look at all the art. We've got the void. Looks very collage-y. We've got the enchantress. Those are beautiful. The high priestess. Got some Egyptian imagery here. The empress. The sovereign. So I'm definitely going to have to go back and edit these lady parts out of the cards, the Hierodule. But note that that is present in this deck, which is definitely what I expected. The lovers, the chariot, lust, hermit. I'm just gonna go through these. Wheel of Fortune, balance. So some of these cards are named differently. Death, temperance. Lots of lady parts. Okay. Lots of lady parts. At the moon. But also, you know, looks like art, right? Like fine art. We've got the wands here. There are lots of roses present in the wand suits. And it's gonna for all the cards that need to be covered up, I am just gonna quickly do that. Which seem to be a lot of them, but nope. I am definitely like flipping through these faster than I normally do for that reason. But you get a sense of what the cards look like, so Oh my god, I really like this. Eight of Pentacles. Actually, I'm really digging the pentacle suits in this deck. I like the collage feel. Alright, so that is the artwork. You see it. And now we're gonna shuffle and we're gonna do the classic deck interview spread from the Mystic Mondays Tarot Journal. This is a journal that I created with Chronicle Books, and it is your guide to unlocking the transformative power of tarot. So as you can see, you can log your tarot inklings here. I was going to say tarot spreads, which you could do too, but you got the card meanings. You can do tarot card pairings in the book. You can also log your tarot deck interviews. So that's what we'll be doing to get to know the Goddess of Love Tarot some more. And I think every deck has its own like personality and flavor. So this will be a good way to, you know, get the feeling of what this deck is all about. So what is the energy of this deck? I've got Crone of Pentacles. And then how can this deck best support me? How can this deck best support me? 10 of Cups. What is this deck's strengths? 2 of Cups. And I feel like I need a tiny crystal there. And what is this deck's weakness for number 4? The Lovers. That's interesting because this is the Goddess of Love Tarot. Oh, and these cards are like kind of out of screen, so let me move them up. And number 5. In what realm will we best communicate? Got 4 of Swords. You know, I was feeling really tired today, so 4 of Swords describes how maybe I need to connect in the dream world. How will our relationship develop? Okay, the High Priestess. I really like this card too. I like the different elements in there. What guidance can you offer me at this moment? What guidance can you offer me at this moment? I've got Temperance. So I'm gonna... Yep, there we go. Okay, so... Ta-da! This is the tarot deck interview spread. For the very first one, Crone of Pentacles, the energy of this deck. I'm just gonna refer to the guidebook because this was the very first time I opened this deck. So let's see. King of Pentacles is Crone of Pentacles. Elemental correspondence, fire of earth. The Crone of Pentacles is a living ancestress with the experience and wisdom that allows her to ground through mind and body to make whatever decisions need to be made. She is the teacher, the guide, the mentor, the high priestess, or the circle keeper who leads you into the secrets of the witch. She reflects the wisdom of the wild buried within flesh, bone, and body. It's time to release outdated structures and logical thinking and step into her sensual waters. Claim the identity of the wise woman for yourself. She knows the language of the earth and its plants and spirits, the power of the body, and the wisdom that comes from intuition. When the Crone of Pentacles comes up reversed, she represents a fracture between body and earth. Return to the potency of witchcraft to reconnect with the natural world as a reflection of the sacred vessel of your heart and find teachers who can help. Affirmation: I trust my magic, I trust my wild nature, and I trust the wisdom and pleasure of my body. Journal question: how is the Crone of Pentacles reflecting my need to root into the magic of my body as well as the magic of nature? So I'm getting a sense that since this is traditionally King of Pentacles, I think it's very much about grounding myself in the physical reality and using the material world to express myself. That's like what I'm getting. So because, the crone is described as the teacher, the guide, the mentor, the high priestess, the circle keeper, the ancestress. And so there's just so many things that we can embody, but also to be present so that you can embody. And then number 2 is, how can this deck best support me? I've got 10 of Cups, astrological correspondence, Mars and Pisces. If the 9 of Cups means recognizing how the goddess has blessed you, then the 10 of Cups means recognizing how this blessing permeates all of life. The 10s offer a sense of perspective, which the 10 of Cups shares in abundance. The love of the goddess is not only around you, but tangible and obvious within your heart. This is romance spreading through the world as you move through it. This is love on fire, Mars and Pisces, and artistic expression, burning down all preconceived notions about what it means to live devoted to the goddess, magic, and the unfolding of the heart. In this place of prosperity, love overflows like the Holy Grail, and you have the safety and ability to bask in it on all planes and in all ways. In reverse, this card can represent pain, sadness, and betrayal. Maybe the gifts of the goddess of love are going unacknowledged and unexpressed. The outcome of a situation may not have been as sweet as you intended, and you may be feeling disappointed. Affirmation: I bask in the bliss, abundance, and love the goddess and this life share with me. So how can this deck best support me? I think by embodying all these different aspects of myself. And it's so funny because I was literally just thinking about how people are so multi-dimensional, but you're kind of taught to niche down and like be known for a niche. And I'm like thinking about how I like so many different things and how I like want to be able to express all of those parts of myself. So I kind of feel like the 10 of Cups is saying, embody all these different parts of yourself to become emotionally fulfilled. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to share everything with everyone all the time, because I suppose some things are just meant to be with you. But I think it is about embodying all these different aspects of yourself. So I'm getting a sense of like flow and creative expression from this deck. 2 of Cups is here for, what is this deck's strengths? So we've got Venus and Cancer. The 2 of Cups holds special significance in this deck because it is the light that permeates all existence when you are dedicated to being a living expression of love. Yeah, I think that's really what I'm getting from this deck. It represents the beloved and the self, the goddess and her devotee, her shadow, and your light. It is a blessing or validation of the love and experiences in your life, or that you want in your life. Become your own lover first, and then allow the world to fall in love with you. The 2 of Cups can indicate romance or a deepening of a relationship through a commitment or rite of passage, like moving in together or saying I love you for the first time. When it shows up, embrace the soft and vulnerable parts of yourself. Return to yourself for the love you long for. Reverse represent heartbreak and pain or need to let go instead of holding on to something that may never be. Give yourself the love you desire even more so than before, and go inward to heal instead of trying to manifest it through an external relationship. Affirmation: I share my love and sensuality as a gift to the goddess, the universe, the beloved, and myself. Yeah, I am getting a sense of falling in love with yourself, being your lover. That feels very strong in this deck. Self-love, expressing yourself, expressing your pleasures. And then number 4 is, what is this deck's weakness? I do find it interesting that the Lovers is here because this is the Goddess of Love Tarot. So we've got Goddess, Babylon, and the Beast, astrological correspondence, Gemini. To walk the path of the mystic and the witch is to walk the path of union, higher and lower self, conscious and subconscious, lunar and solar, microcosmic and macrocosmic. This intention is never clearer than on the alchemical card of the Lovers. Upon the 7-headed beast sits Babylon, the mother of abominations, holy whore of the Book of Revelations, carried into the modern world by occultists like John D. Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons. Babylon is a goddess of divine impurity, non-duality, sacred annihilation, and seeing life as unconditional love and lust. She represents the vast possibilities when opposites are united and when everything is seen as an expression of love, no matter how taboo or profane. When opposing energies find balance, something new, a magical child, is born in its wake. The Lovers is an omen of love and romance, choosing between two options and caring for yourself as your own lover. The Lovers also represents erotic energy and magic, of coming together with the higher self or the beloved to raise consciousness. It's about releasing outdated beliefs around sex and love and sharing this with others by first going within. This card invites you into a state of non-duality to wade in the egoless realm of the heart. Babylon forces you to shift your perspective. If everything is love, then nothing is evil or dirty or sinful. When reversed, the Lovers represents a romance that is no longer aligned and the need to find love within yourself before it's able to manifest elsewhere. Affirmation: I am a transmission of divine love and divine lust. Yes. It's interesting because since this card, the Lovers, is in the this deck's weakness position, I am leaning towards reading it in its reverse state. So I kind of feel like, this deck could be really good for, coming back into alignment with your true desires and passions. And I think sometimes part of that is realizing when things are no longer in alignment, because we're all changing all the time and, nothing is ever really the same. You can change from week to week even, So I feel like giving yourself permission to change your mind and to change what you thought you wanted could even mean you changing your values. I think giving yourself permission to change is really present in this deck. Because I think with the Lovers, we can get really fixated on an idea of something, an idea of a relationship, or an idea of what we think a relationship should be, even with ourselves, how we treat ourselves. And so I feel like this is very much, bringing us back to the core of who we are and aligning ourselves with the ever flow of ourselves and the expression of ourselves. And then Four of Swords is in position number 5, which is in what realm will we best communicate? We've got Four of Swords, astrological correspondence, Jupiter in Libra. The swords peel back perception to reveal the truth. This can be daunting and scary, and if you don't take the time to listen, then you're faced with the power of the blade. Get your ducks in order and meditate on what you want before a big battle. This integration, this stillness, seems to go against the phallic and action-oriented nature of the suit, but taking time to slow down and listen is critical. In the territory of the heart, it's key to listen to your body. But if your mind is racing, if the old patterns keep surfacing, if anxiety or obsession takes the forefront, then it's not as easy to be in the flesh. Lean into practices that calm and soothe your mind. Breathwork, journaling, affirmations, and most of all, meditation. When the Four of Swords card is reversed, the time for rest and solitude is over. The next step must be taken, but only with the knowledge and wisdom that was just absorbed. Or what was the point anyway? Affirmation: I rest and integrate the lessons of my heart. So I kind of feel like sometimes when we're so busy, we might get distracted from our true, passions and desires because we're always go, and we might not take the time to rest and really think about what we want. So I'm also getting a sense of slow pleasures and going slow and taking your time. And I think that's a form of self-love too, just giving yourself time, which I don't think we do a lot nowadays. So journaling, affirmations, breath work, etc., what was mentioned in the description, I think are really helpful practices to get back to self. And then number 6 is how will our relationship develop? We've got the High Priestess. So we've got 3 major arcana cards, a Pentacles card, 2 Cup cards, a Swords card. So I think this is good for major life transitions as well. Goddess, Isis, planetary correspondence, the Moon. The High Priestess is the guiding force of this tarot, unlocking the secrets to the heart, to the sensual, to the realm of the feminine. She is Isis, the most revered goddess of ancient Egypt, who used magic to bring her husband Osiris back from the dead, making love to him to usher in a new aeon of peace and prosperity through the birth of their magical child Horus. Isis is a prismatic goddess ruling over necromancy as well as love, family, the earth, and magic. Her multifaceted nature reflects the shadowy and light sides of the moon. The High Priestess and Isis share the initiatory knowledge of sex magic and how it can usher you into new ways of being, into new dimensions, into new selves, tracing the lineage of the ancient temple priestesses who worked with sexual ritual to channel the goddess. Listen to your intuition and value stillness before action. The High Priestess is a mirror to your magic and inner knowing. She parts the veil to the occult mysteries and is sharing this with you now. When this card is reversed, it's time for passionate decision-making, passivity is not working, and you need directed focus to find whatever answer you're seeking. Affirmation: I am a priestess of the sexual mysteries. I am a priestess of the goddess of sex and love. Okay. So I feel like for that, how will our relationship develop? By understanding one's sexuality, you then understand, I suppose, the mysteries of yourself, because I don't think sexuality is, even if someone does explain it to you, it's something that you have to explore yourself and you have to experience yourself for you to really understand your true desires and wants and needs. And that's what I'm getting from this. This is definitely an expression of discovering oneself, exploring oneself, finding your pleasures, your points, etc. And I think that's, as you're using this deck, that's how your relationship with this deck will develop, but also with yourself, and uncovering the mysteries of self is what I'm getting from that. And then number 7, I have, what guidance can you offer me at this moment, which is temperance. So Goddess Mary Magdalene, I'm wondering if I should hold it up. I'm going to cover that part. So, okay, astrological correspondence, Sagittarius. We're here to find balance between heart and mind, spirit and flesh, sex and love. This isn't about disconnecting from reality, but rather integrating dualities through unconditional love. Temperance offers that balance of one foot on the terrestrial and one in the celestial, a balance of force and form as embodied by Mary Magdalene. Mary was Jesus' most beloved disciple and embodies the energy of temperance in her commitment to love, sacred sexuality, and her beloved. She represents gnosis, the realization of divinity through the self, heart, and communion with the divine. Surrender to the tides of life by aligning with the mysteries of the universe. Temperance invites in balance and grounding. Find a middle ground between two opposing energies, forces, choices, or beliefs with this alchemical key that transmutes any blocks, forces, and patterns into wisdom, faith, and guidance. Make the mundane world part of your spiritual practice. Oh, I really like that line. Make the mundane world part of your spiritual practice. Temperance also reveals the equilibrium between truth and perception, love and lust. It is the secret key of sex magic, or the use of sexual energy to transform in the esoteric realm, and the potency of sexual secretions in the esoteric realm. Temperance can be thought of as the lunar and solar qualities of the self uniting in the act of sacred sex, when two opposing forces come together through the flesh in search of something greater. When reversed, temperance asks you to ground and go inward. It is time to be decisive, to see things from another angle, and to find balance if you're straying too far from center. Affirmation: I embrace my divine dualities, and I am grounded in the love that results from this sacred alchemy. Okay, lovely. So now we're gonna do a collective reading, and we're gonna shuffle here, and we're gonna see what card from the Goddess of Love Tarot wants to share with us today. So what card wants to be present for the collective today? Feeling one of these. Feeling this one. Okay. Oh, good. There's no naked women. Okay. 3 of Pentacles. All right. I was like, oh my gosh, preparing myself. Astrological correspondence, Mars in Capricorn. The 3 of Pentacles reminds you to appreciate the stability you've made and continue to make, and how this growth has been interwoven with community. You're not alone, and life is not a solitary act. Just as the goddess is expressed as the infinite and interconnected web of nature, your life involves other beings who have contributed to your plenitude in seen and unseen ways. This is the card of building and creating, rooted in something greater than self. It is seeing the body, the home, and community as interwoven aspects of love, grace, and abundance. The 3s in the tarot represent a sense of security built on union. Face the disparate aspects of yourself with the intention of taking in the lesson and leaving the rest. When this card comes up reversed, it can mean a need to establish a foundation of security to ensure those who are supporting you are doing so honestly and with integrity. Turn inward to build a sense of stability before expanding this outwardly. Affirmation: I build a foundation for myself guided by love, my body, and community. Oh, I love that. I know traditionally the Three of Pentacles is also about teamwork and collaborating with other people, you know, perhaps like on a project or workplace situation. But from reading the description, I'm kind of sensing that this could also be collaborating the different parts of yourself. So we've got this organ heart here, this beating heart, snakes, which are on both sides of the heart. So deep transformation there. And then we've got the forbidden fruit. Persephone, why am I blanking on this fruit? But it is what Persephone ate when she went to the underworld. I'm like thinking about what it is, but I'm like totally blanking right now, so forgive me. But if you see it, you know what I mean. And then we've got a skull here, and I feel like there's a lot of like needing to go into the underworld to then create, you know, the transformation of self. And I think that also means partnering up with different aspects of yourself. So it could be something along what's here and illustrated. It could be like partnering up with your inner child and your higher self and the parts of yourself that feel anxious, the parts of yourself that are scared of change. I think all of that is really valuable to then understand because they are all different aspects of yourself ultimately. So thank you so much for tuning in to a deck unboxing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Definitely leave a comment and let me know what you thought about this deck, and stay tuned for more deck unboxings as well as other videos on the Mystic Mondays YouTube channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye!